Hey guys, this is Verneer for CardRunners.com, and I'm bringing you a video of HeyitsClay's play. He was playing 6 tables at the time, but I decided to just highlight individual tables where the action was happening and bring it to you hand by hand. And let's get started. So in this hand, the hero opens pocket tens from the hijack. Obviously super standard. Pretty good flop for us. King to 9. We end up betting half the pot, and the villain snap check calls, which makes me think that he has some kind of a showdown hand or some kind of a weak draw. Just a really quick check call is indicative of like a 9 or the thing with pocket tens here is we block a lot of the gut shots, like a 10 jack, a queen 10. The villain could certainly have a hand like queen jack, but the most likely hand is some kind of a 9, some kind of a king, or I should say on the flop, or like an 8s or 7s that doesn't want to go away. Maybe even an ace high, like an ace jack that just wants to peel. So the king is a very good card. A 9 would be a very bad card because with the king coming, it reduces the likelihood of the villain having a king, and we are still ahead of a 9. If the 9 was to come, then we are now behind trip 9s, and we are still behind a king. So the king's a very good card for us. I would bet again here. The villain checks pretty quickly again. I definitely think we should have bet. And I'm not sure exactly what happened there on the oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, so we bet 175 and the villain folds, and I think that's played pretty well. Ace 10 offsuit. We have a limper from a 62-20 something player from early position, so this is certainly a situation where we're going to be raising. And I like the raise, and we get a pretty quick call from the player in the small blind, and our original limper calls as well. So this is a pretty bad texture for us. We have the ace of diamond blocker, but for the most part, this is a very connected flop on which we have limited equity. So fly fishing ended up calling pre-flop from the small blind, which makes me think that he's got some kind of a nice connected Broadway or a pocket pair. If he has a pocket pair that hits that flop pretty hard, either way, this is not a spot that I would be continuing on. So Queen ends up, he's timing down. Then he ends up betting 2/3 of the pot. So that's a pretty strong bet on this kind of a board. I find that this kind of a bet has hit some kind of piece of the flop. So this could be a 1 pair and a draw, a hand like a 5-6 or a 7-8 or whatever. Looks like, so HeyitsClay ends up raising here, which I really don't like for a couple of reasons. One, we still have 1 player left to act, the player in the small blind. And we said this is a flop that definitely could hit his range. So while we are representing a very strong hand here by raising, we're raising it against one player who hasn't acted yet, so we don't even know what they have. And this certainly could hit their flop, or their range. And the second one ends up donk betting this flop. This is not a flop that I think a lot of people donk, like bet fold. So more often than not, they're going to end up bet calling it. And then we just go into the turn with an inflated pot, and we have no idea where we are. And there's not a lot of good turn cards for us. So obviously an ace would be the all-time best, just the best turn card for us. A 10 would be okay as well, but just a lot of bad turn card for us. So now the limper ends up donk betting again, and now we just have to go away. So I do think there's merits in erasing a donk bet sometimes, but both this flop and the setup I thought were not the right place to do it.